I became a huge Michael Vick fan to the point I was not going to miss his games. It was must-see TV because something was going to happen that you'd never seen before.
Here, Kyler Murray posted this on Instagram. Obviously, the internet lost it. Akeem, how are you feeling about this? This was a crazy oversight.
Well, there's some dope-ass pictures, though. I must admit, the pictures is nice, you know what I'm saying?
We're now tuned in to the Dark Times channel.
And so here we go again, back with another one. And I want to go ahead and chime in about what happened with Kyler Murray. A lot of people are feeling like Kyler Murray got ambushed a little bit by posting a picture with himself with a Michael Vick jersey with his pit bull.
He was posing with his dog wearing a Michael Vick jersey. Okay, I'm sure you guys all know this, but Vick, of course, was convicted of operating and financing a dog fighting ring in 2007, and he served 21 months in prison for this.
And so when I saw it, I really didn't think too much of it. To me, I thought it was a good picture. I thought it was a good throwback picture. You had a Michael Vick jersey, and Kyler Murray, one of the up-and-coming NFL stars, mirrored his game after a Michael Vick, and so to me, I thought it was a tribute.
I couldn't imagine doing that and then not thinking a little bit about the repercussions of, this is going to be a distraction to my team. People are going to take this the wrong way. For him to just hit send after all those stages and taking the photo and getting dressed, just bad taste for me. I don't
think it was a bad joke, though. I don't think he was like,
I hope
trying to shoot a slug at Vick.
Heck no.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. I think he was honestly showing Vick some love. I rock with Vick. I rock with pit bulls.
Vick did and what he went to prison for.
A random dude come up to me and say, "You got Judge Henry Hudson?" I'm like, "Yes." He said, I went through my pre-trial, I did everything right. He said, Judge Henry Hudson still gave me 5 years. That's when I knew I was in trouble.
Okay, you looked at Leavenworth and you laying down there, you was like,
trying not to cry
Mike,
around all
what
them
the
dudes.
F have you done?
Yeah.
Bruh, you had a $130 million contract, you had $15 million in the bank, you got another $7-8 million coming a year for the next 7 years. And now you just like the rest of these knuckleheads that's done
just like everybody else.
To get in here.
I really told myself, you just like everybody else in here.
And so ultimately, Michael Vick paid. He had to do the time. 2 years to be exact. And a lot of people feel like 2 years was a little bit extensive. When you take into consideration Michael Vick didn't do anything that people don't do every day just so you can have a bite to eat.
120-pound Molly Schuyler polished off.
Go, Molly.
72 ounces. I love no fork or knife. That is 4.5 pounds.
For a contest?
Yeah. She's a world record holder now.
Wow.
You know, when this happened, I think I was right around 14 years old. So idolized them all through middle school, got to high school, and then this happened. And I grew up, my parents had pit bulls, they still do. I have my dog Coda, German Shepherd Husky at home. Like, I love dogs. That's always been a part of my life. So when that happened, to me, it was like, he did what? Because I didn't know dog fighting was a thing at the time, or cockfighting or any of that stuff, you know? So I'm like, he did what?
And so what Michael Vick did and what Michael Vick was involved in is a brutal sport. But nevertheless, depending on where you grew up, depending on what region you're from, that's a way of life for a lot of people, unfortunately.
It was crazy for me to see it, but at the same time, Skip, I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, and Trenton, New Jersey, and I seen 40 dog fights. So I grew up seeing it. It's so regular on that East Coast. So, you know, him being from Virginia, when it came out, I'm like, damn, Vick ain't had nothing to do with it. Them just his partners just doing it. He just caught up in it. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't more like, I was like, he fighting dogs because I grew up, he a product of his environment. Shit, like I'm a product of my environment.
No player could have fit a city better than Michael fit that team at that time in that town. And when this came down, it just rocked me and shocked me because I grew up around cockfighting, not so much dog fighting, but I was a dog lover from the time I was born.
Wait. And it was my first experience with a guy that I idolized And I felt like, I was let down as a kid. And I know Mike Vick doesn't owe me anything, but that was a tough moment for me to see that happen.
Yep.
And then still go, you know what? That's my favorite player. My favorite player did this. And look, I don't know him personally. I'm sure he's a great person, but just the animal cruelty thing that happened with that and how much I love dogs, it was tough. I mean, it rocked me hard as a kid. I mean, I remember crying in my room and upset that what he did, and now he's going to prison. I'm not gonna go out, watch him play football, and it was a tough time. It was one of those moments where a guy you idolized, you had him on a pedestal, and something like that happens. It's tough, So again, never gonna judge someone for their background, but I remember it hit me pretty hard when I was a kid, just because of how much I loved Michael Vick growing up.
And I just sat back and shook my head because it comes off as tone deaf and ultimately just clueless. What are you thinking? Because I don't know that he was thinking.
Don't worry, Skip, I got you. And of course, I can't speak for Kyler Murray, but in my mind, I thought it was great symbolism, because to me, it symbolized that somebody like Michael Vick doesn't have to be remembered for the worst thing that he did in his life. And we're talking about somebody in Michael Vick that did his time. He did 2 years in prison, wasted the best 2 years of his NFL career. We're talking about ages 27 and 28, I believe.
He lost age 27 and age 28 in the National Football League.
Yeah.
That's a lot of that's prime time, man.
Yeah.
That's just you just took the heart out of his career. And he came back under Andy Reid in Philly, and they had some moments, but he never was quite what he was in Atlanta. Not quite.
And so absolutely, no doubt about it, that 2006 year in which Michael Vick put it all together, he was the first quarterback to have over 2,000 yards passing and over 1,000 yards rushing. And so who knows what Michael Vick could have been.
Because he's a current black quarterback appearing to make some kind of bad joke about, to me, the most beloved black quarterback ever.
Right.
Gajab and Michael Vick are trying to make light of the situation that Michael Vick found himself in. I think, if anything, Kyler Murray was trying to tell people to move on. Michael Vick's moved on. Everybody else has moved on. And so I don't think Michael Vick needs to be associated and remembered by one of the worst things that he's done. Michael Vick has given thousands of dollars of his own money in support of animal cruelty. And so I think he's gone over and beyond, and if anything, could shed light on a very serious situation. But those are my thoughts on it. Make sure you guys go ahead and keep that conversation going on down below, as we usually do. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button for me one time. And as usual, peace and chaos.